Through the help of using the app Curable, I learned very quickly the importance of not only mental health, but a slower living lifestyle. I underestimated the importance of living a slower lifestyle and how that in turn can help reduce my CRPS symptoms. So prior to getting CRPS, I lived a very fast-paced life. Um, I am a mom, a wife, a business owner, and I just generally have always lived a fast-paced life. I've always had several things on my plate. It's just what I've enjoyed doing is having a lot on my plate. And as a result, just simple things like taking a bathroom break or eating something or doing chores or just going from one room to another in my house, I would walk very quickly. And I learned that one, I couldn't do that anymore, but two, even though I now have the ability to walk a little bit faster, I choose not to. Whenever I walk fast or I go through chores really quickly and I rush through something as simple as doing the dishes, that in turn messes with my nervous system and I become in sort of a fight or flight mode. And when that happens, the symptoms increase significantly. So even recording today's video, I've pushed off 2 weeks because I said, you know what? I've got a lot on my plate today. It's okay that I don't get everything done today. I'm going to choose what's the top priority for me, and I need to push this off. It's okay. I already have other videos pre-recorded and in line. I don't have to record this today. So I pushed off just recording this video to today. So what does slower living look like? I have a lot less on my plate as well. Before I used to work, and I still struggle with this. I'm still a work in progress, but I'm making progress. I used to work from sun up to sundown, even after my daughter was asleep. A lot of times I would continue working, just being a business owner and entrepreneur. I felt like I always had it. I still feel like I always need to be working. I often have guilt whenever I'm resting, and I've been working on getting over feeling guilt. And now I have dedicated time to rest. Not to say that I'm perfect, but I have found improvements. So I have very much lived my life always in some sort of receiving some sort of stimulation. So even when I'm off work, a lot of times I'm not off work, if you know what I mean. I'm on my phone. I'm opening Slack to answer work messages, and I'm opening emails. I'm opening Facebook. So I am taking baby steps there. One, to be more present and intentional and not looking at my phone as often. This week I've removed Facebook and Messenger because I've only been using Facebook really for business, and I just don't need to be scrolling Facebook. I have my dedicated time during the workday to check my messages and to interact with the groups I need to interact with for work. But I don't need to look at it after hours, because a lot of times when I look at a message, I get anxious, and unless I answer that message right away, I can't get it off my mind, and my CRPS symptoms are heightened. Same goes with Slack. I haven't removed Slack yet. I'm taking this in baby steps. I already feel a lot better having removed Facebook. After I get used to that for a couple weeks, I will remove Slack. What's hard for me with Slack is anytime I have something on my mind of, oh, I need to message so-and-so and tell them this, I have the knee-jerk reaction when to text that or message them on Slack. But unfortunately, if I open Slack, I'm going to see I have 10 unread messages. And unless I read them, I'm going to be wondering what they are. And if it's urgent, I'm going to feel bad. And I need to remember, one, usually when I'm checking Slack, everyone else within the company is off and not working, so it wouldn't matter if I responded to their message now anyway. And two, if I look at the messages, it's going to heighten my anxiety, because usually when I get messages, it's because the person on our team or our team as a whole has not been able to work on figuring out the answer collectively, so it's going to require some brain power. A lot of messages I get now require brain power, and if I'm just on my phone at a restaurant or waiting for my daughter to finish her whatever extracurricular she's doing, my anxiety gets heightened. Another thing I am working on with slower living is just something as simple as I listen to meditation music. Now, right now I'm not, because I'm recording a video, and when I'm doing video calls, I don't. But I listen to meditation music almost all day now. There's just like a, what is it called? Peaceful meditation playlist on Spotify that I shuffle. And I listen to that in background every day when I'm not doing a video or doing video calls. And I've found that that's just a gentle reminder in the background that at the end of the day, the work that I'm doing, sure, it matters to a degree, but it doesn't matter that much. The world will continue on. It's okay if I don't finish everything. It's okay that I don't answer everyone's email within a minute. It's okay that people wait a couple of hours for a response. It's okay if they wait until tomorrow for a response because I should have been off 30 minutes ago and I'm still going back to answer emails, and I should not be doing that. I should get off and move on with my day. There's more to life than work. That's another thing I'm learning. There's more to life than work. So slower living has helped me a lot, just not only with the CRPS symptoms, but also my overall mental health and reducing my heightened anxiety. I think having a daughter definitely escalated my anxiety, and I had postpartum anxiety. Then after so long, it's no longer considered postpartum, it's just considered generalized anxiety. And living a slower lifestyle has helped. So for example, I went to a work conference for the first time since getting this condition, and the first day, I'm already an introverted person, so speaking to people is very draining on me, even though I do enjoy meeting people and talking to people. But the conference, the first day, was going to last from, I got there at 7. I had to wake up at 5 because I drove into downtown Dallas. I live about 45 minutes away. So I woke up at 5, got there at 7. The conference started, and I wasn't really there to attend the conference. I was there to network, and I met some great people. Then I went to lunch, and kind of just like events stacked on top of each other, where the employee I went with, she needed to go to the dentist for an emergency visit, and I just found myself super exhausted. I don't know if, I think the combination of this being my first work conference since getting the condition, and just the fact that I'm not normally talking to that many people, and the extra stimulation, and I am still contemplating whether or not CRPS is causing some fatigue. I think I am requiring more sleep than I was before, but I just decided, you know what? I am not feeling well. I know that if I continue to push through, that I'm not going to be okay. I'm going to be tired. I might even cause a flare-up. So you know what? I'm going to go home. So I went home at 1 p.m. even though the conference lasted until 5, and that's okay. I went to sleep early. I got a very nice restful sleep. I did wake up at 5 again, but I was prepared because the next day I had to be there all day because I had to go to a lunch and then a dinner I was invited to. So I needed the strength and the energy to attend the whole day. And then the next day, I had the opportunity. I went to a lunch. So I hosted a breakfast. I went to a lunch, and I had the opportunity to go back to the conference. I said, you know what? This isn't worth it. It's not that big of a deal. If it's okay if I miss the last 3 hours of the conference, I'm going to go home and rest. And I have found a lot of relief from doing that. Just little simple tasks. It's hard to think of everything that comes to my head, but just anything you can think of that you're doing throughout the day, think of how you can do this and enjoy it a bit more. So now when I do dishes, if I'm by myself, I'll listen to a podcast and I'll learn to enjoy doing the dishes or learn to enjoy doing the laundry. I'm not just trying to barrel through it to get through the next thing. I say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing. I'm going to figure out how to enjoy what I'm doing. Although I don't like dishes, I do like listening to podcasts. Although I don't like doing laundry, I do like watching these TV shows. So I'm going to take my time, not going to rush through it. I'm going to enjoy the present, enjoy the podcast, enjoy the music, and so on. So even just as simple as this morning, after dropping off my daughter, I could have Zoomed back straight here to work, but I decided, you know what, there's more to life than work. So I had a quick doctor's appointment, went to Target to grab a few things, but again, I did not rush. I said, I've got time. My first call is not till 11. My 10 a.m. canceled. I enjoyed Target. Even got some candles, which I'm sure if you ever go to Target, you just get random things. I went to a pack and ship place. I had some things that I've been needing to ship for a while. Again, I did not rush through it and tap my toe as the guy who was working there. You know, that was something I wouldn't have like outwardly expressed it, but inwardly I would have felt the anxiety of needing to get through this task quickly just so I can get to the next thing, and then do that task quickly just so I can get to the next thing. In one of my earlier videos, I even mentioned like the simple sensation of needing to use the restroom triggered the symptoms and pain, and through the help of the Curable app, I worked on brain exercises, and now I hardly ever feel that those symptoms arise when I need to use the restroom. Yesterday I overdid it with exercise, and using those brain exercises have helped this morning to calm down the sensations. But just learning that it's okay. I'm not a superhero, a super mom. I'm going anti girl boss, basically. I'm still a girl boss. I actually am literally a boss. That's a girl. But I'm taking the opposite approach. I'm living a slower life, not trying to bite off more than I can chew, being okay with the fact that, hey, I've got 2-hour-long calls today. I probably am not going to be able to do deep level concentration. So that's something that I've also struggled with, is like, okay, I want to try to get through all of these calls. I've got like a networking call, I've got a call with a past client, I've got a testimonial call, I've got this video I've got to record, but I also have to get through not only my email, not only my messages, not only Slack, but I also need to dedicate focus time to these projects. That's just not realistic. So what I've started to do is block whole days in my calendar, where I block a whole day to say a rest day. That doesn't mean I'm in bed. It means I'm just taking it easy. I'm doing chores. I'm doing errands. I'm probably am checking my email, but I'm not on calls. I'm not doing super hard focus mode, because then I've blocked 1 day a week to have a focus mode. So I'm basically only taking calls. I'm going to try to only take calls 3 days a week instead of 5, because if I want to realistically be able to not only do the calls for marketing and for networking and with my employees, but I also want to get focus work done so that I'm not working in the business, I'm working on it, then I need to have those dedicated block days, especially as a mom, and I have a lot of responsibilities there. So yeah, it is very important. I have learned to live a slower life, and it's something I wish I learned before. I wish it didn't take until me getting CRPS to start working on living a slower life, because I overall just feel better. But I'm glad I've learned it through a series of unfortunate events. And so even if you don't have CRPS, I highly recommend trying to live a slower life. There isn't necessarily a podcast I listen to about it. I listen to Curable app, listen to their brain exercises, listen to meditation, and it's something that they've reiterated. And it's just something that I've been evaluating throughout my life, of like, how can I live a slower life, or how can I delegate these tasks to someone else, or what is really important and what can be pushed off. That's something that I've learned has helped a lot with my mental health.